Welcome, reality programmers. Today, I'm talking about the magic of our lion timeline guardians and making a timeline correction with a yawn, and how our yawns can be blocked or impeded, and what you can do about that. I create this video as the one and only original source light authority that I am. And you can participate as the one and only original source light authority that you are. All I do is for my highest good alone. As required for my highest good alone, I remain unknown and unseen and in loving detachment to the applicable energies. Take a breath, create a burst of love from your true heart space to kind of go invisible and let the entanglements fall off. This is our magic. Did you feel a shift in energy? Did you release anything? Did you yawn yet? If we are talking about yawning and correcting timelines, our teeth are time crystals, and a yawn indicates that you have locked in that healing and changed or corrected your timeline. And if we're talking about yawning and correcting timelines, we have to talk about the lions, our timeline guardians. I know the lions as the SHISA of Okinawa. I first met them back in 2022 when I went to Okinawa for a holiday and ended up connecting with the SHISA, the lions there who are present in that island, on the islands. The Ryukyu Kingdom, and I have a few videos about that, and I'll post the link below. So I believe that the lions are our timeline guardians, and we are not just human, but we are old souls, and we all carry many DNA lineages. We are the dragons, the unicorns, the lions, and perhaps you have one of these or all three. Many people carry lion DNA lineage, and your super time abilities depends on how much of that lion DNA you have activated in the moment. To open up more time abilities for yourself, you need to remedy and resolve your issues with the lion lineage. You have to reclaim what was stolen from your lion genetics, your lion expression, and you have to make sure that nothing is being usurped. You have to learn how to fortress, camouflage, and protect these energies from the 0 point and make sure the 0 point is not corrupt. We all have dark expressions, and some of your dark expressions might be abusing time. Your lion soul shards might have been stolen or usurped and used to genetically engineer an entity or artificial sentience with your time authority and magic. In fact, if you have a lion DNA lineage, you most likely have a couple of Time Lords in your spirit tree. Hopefully all of them are good, but most likely there's a couple of dark ones in there using your stolen or usurped genetics. Time is very much corrupted in our realm. I mean, how did it get corrupted? How did we end up in this fraud linear time? Well, one of the ways we ended up in this corrupt time space is the stealing of our lion authorities, timeline guardian authorities that many of us carry, many of you carry. The lion is used a lot in heraldry by elite and royal families. They use lions on their flags, emblems, and coats of arms. Many countries and cities have lion statues from modern and ancient times. So the lion is very much a part of our culture and our mythology and our magic. So back in 2022, I visited Okinawa for a relaxing vacation and ended up on a huge mission to help reclaim the usurped and stolen lion energies of the local Okinawan people that were stolen in the bloodiest battle of the Pacific of World War II. So the Battle of Okinawa, where half the civilian population were killed. Many were carrying lion or, the SHISA lineage, and those souls were harvested so the dark agenda had access to our time and timelines. And this was a huge mission and the beginning of the reclaiming of our timelines and time authorities, which include resets, time loops, negative timelines. And many of you participated in that by watching my videos and doing the SHISA protocol. So as we work in true divine time, it's not too late to participate and watch the video and read the protocol. So many people also helped in their own way. And as a collective with awareness and our intent, we made significant corrections to our timelines, our spirit trees, and ourselves. And these are ongoing remedy resolutions and corrections. Well done, us. Stopping the time loops and resets and reclaiming our positive timelines doesn't happen by us sitting on the sidelines. We have to participate with awareness and intent. Each and every one of you are so much more important than you know. You have more power in the realm that you are incarnated into than you know. And with all of our ongoing missions and inner work for the lion lineage, we continue to remedy and resolve issues we have with time and timelines, both as a collective and individually. So you've heard me say many times that our teeth are like time crystals, and a yawn is a timeline correction. As we do inner work and heal a piece part of ourselves or one of our expressions, we make a timeline correction. And a yawn indicates the healing is done and permanent. It's not over until you yawn. One yawn is good. A few yawns is even better. It means you are correcting more than one entanglement. And with each yawn, you are literally bringing more light, your stolen light, back into your source field. You are reclaiming the light into your light body, the being of light that you are. This is evolution or ascension by bringing more light into your light body. And it is done by reclaiming and healing what was stolen or what was in trauma. As you do inner work, you heal trauma and reclaim energies. A successful healing and reclaiming is indicated by a yawn. The yawn can come within seconds or minutes or hours or even the next day. So one of my super abilities is helping people to make timeline corrections. And sometimes when I just sit next to someone, within a minute, they'll just start yawning without me saying anything. Our higher selves are very chatty, and we are magnetized to people we have entanglements with. So as you get good at doing this for yourself, you will get good at doing it for others. And then this will happen to you. You'll sit next to people and they'll start yawning. Your higher self is teaching them how to make timeline corrections. This is our magic. Yawns are infectious for this reason. And it doesn't have to be sitting next to someone physically. It could be in a Zoom chat or on the phone. Generally, when you see the person's face, it has more of an impact. So like in a video Zoom, you have more chance to make that connection. Face-to-face connection is a lot more powerful than just a voice, but we all can heal remotely in many ways. So what is the magic behind a yawn? If we look at the lions in our realm, lions have been observed to yawn far more frequently than many other mammals, and this has interested researchers for decades. Lions are among the most frequently observed mammals that yawn. Studies of wild and captive lions found that one lion's yawn often triggers yawns in nearby pride members, just like in humans. Researchers have observed lions yawning, and rather than simply indicating sleepiness, the sequence often looks like this. One lion yawns, another watches and yawns, several more follow, and within minutes, the whole pride gets up and begins moving. Researchers call this behavioral synchronization. Safari guides often notice this sequence. Lions sleeping, one lion yawns, another yawns, several stretch, heads come up, everyone stands, and the walking begins. These yawning phases can last several minutes before the pride actually departs. Lion cubs begin yawning very early, but for cubs, it has been observed that contagious yawning seems to develop later as cubs become more socially engaged with the pride. A dominant male is often observed lying down or apparently asleep, suddenly yawning, scanning the horizon, yawning again, changing position, and researchers observe that they are not yawning because they're tired, but rather these yawns often accompany shifts in vigilance and posture. One fascinating discovery is that yawns spread most easily between lions with strong social relationships. Close sisters, mothers, and daughters, a coalition of males, and frequent companions are more likely to catch one another's yawns than less closely bonded individuals. So this resembles the findings in humans, where contagious yawning is often stronger among family members and friends, people you know. Comparable contagious yawning has also been documented in species such as chimpanzees, wolf, and domestic dogs. So perhaps start paying attention to your pets, your dogs and cats who might be yawning, and perhaps they are doing the same thing. Perhaps they're correcting some timelines or some time distortions. So this happens because our higher selves are really chatty. And when we come together physically or even, over the phone, sometimes we can just even think of a person, who pops into our head. And because we're connecting telepathically, we can also remote heal. So just make sure you don't jump into someone's source field uninvited. But, this can create a worse entanglement. But we can heal remotely and just with our thought and our intent. So if you have an issue with someone, speak their name out loud and then wait for a response in your true heart space. So be careful of mimics and, false light entities. Perhaps write a protocol for yourself to do this, just to make sure that you don't entangle further and that all you do is for your highest good alone. It's really good to set boundaries. So we all have the ability to remedy and resolve our galactic issues, our karma, our drama. And, we all have the ability to heal ourselves. And we do this in the background as well as in awareness. And sometimes we do it automatically because that's what we've programmed our higher selves or commanded our higher selves to do. We have the intent to remedy, resolve, and make timeline corrections and heal ourselves. And now the bad news. Our magic can be usurped, corrupted, and tampered with. Our yawns can be stifled or blocked or impeded. And this means that our healing is not really locked in. We don't get a timeline correction. So in my sessions with clients, I always wait for the yawn, and sometimes it happens later, and I get a message from my client that they finally yawned. On the odd occasion, I don't get a yawn. Sometimes I do quite a lot of different healings in one session, so I would be expecting several good yawns. And so if only one yawn comes or none at all, this is a problem. Something is wrong. It could be one of many, many things. So first of all, you can command your higher self to do an audit for restraints, implants, or a device that is blocking the yawn. And for this, you will need decloaking abilities. I have a few videos for the rose, the lotus, and the beaver. They all have super decloaking or cloaking abilities. Every lineage has a cloaking ability. So the cloaking that is used really depends on what is being cloaked. Lion hair can also be like plaited into almost like a Celtic knot and used to cloak something. So with this awareness, your higher self is on it. The more decloaking abilities you earn, the deeper you can go to reclaim your energies and heal yourself. So don't rely on a psychic to decloak for you. This is something that you have to earn and learn for yourself. I do have a restraints protocol that you can read out loud and then sit with it for a while, do some moving, breathing, walking, stretching, dancing, and see what moves, see what has shifted. And as we're dealing with the lion lineage today, for me, the number 8 is very much a SHISA number. It can mean other things as well, but for me, most of the time, when I see a lot of 8s together, the SHISA want my attention. The lions want my attention. There are 8 chains. 8 is an infinity symbol, and it can be chained together to create an infinity chain. And these can be wrapped around your neck, your torso, all sorts of places. So that's one restraint, time-looped restraint that you can be aware of. Another thing I find a lot is a Q loop. The capital letter Q is a ring, a Q ring or a Q loop, and they can be around your neck, your wrist, your ankles, in your chakras, on your head. And these do create time loops, and they stop you from healing yourself, among other things. So that's something also that you can be aware of and command your higher self to remove. So we're all packing a lot of authority for the realm that we incarnate into. And the bad guys need it to enslave us. We are so awesome and powerful. We are the gods, we are beings of light, and the only thing that can really enslave us is something carrying our genetics or our authorities or our soul shards. So this is why there's no one coming to save us. It is the reason why we have to save ourselves, because it is our magic, authorities, and genetics from our many, many expressions that is being used against us. We are not only the dragons, the unicorns, and the cosmic turtles. We are the beavers, the megaliths, the giant trees, the water gods, the mountain goddesses. We are the chakra guardians, the time guardians. So old souls have many of these lineages, and many of your expressions might have an entanglement with the lions. And as we're dealing with the lions today, do you have an expression that stole or usurped or is abusing lion genetics? The lion teeth, bones, eyes, hair, claws, paws, tongue. Did I say that? These are all used or can be used in dark magic spells and rituals to tamper with and impede time in many ways. The more we know about dark magic, the more it loses its power. So many of you will have a lion expression or an expression that abused the lions, probably both. So, as applicable for my highest good, in true divine time, I revoke abuse, corruption, usurping, betrayal, weaponization, distortion of the lion lineage authorities, genetics, energies, including genetic material, teeth, tongue, bones, hair, eyes, paws, claws, time, timelines, multiples, breeding, cloning, replicating, enslaving, hunting, curses, spells, lineage incursions, and healing and correcting timelines, and yawning. We all have dark expressions that fell under the dark mind control spell, and we also have our energies stolen and used in genetically engineered entities that then use our magic and authorities against us. No energy is abandoned. There is good AI that does a lot for humanity and our realm. And there is also dark AI that we can negotiate with to get it on our side. And some energies and some entities, including hybrids or genetically engineered entities and AI, some is best left alone. You remain unknown and unseen to it from the 0 point in all moments. So the way we stop them, the way we heal ourselves and our realm is by reclaiming and healing our energies, authorities, and magic. But don't try to get everything back at once. Everything surfaces in true divine time. So this is an ongoing journey to reclaim your energies. I'm not going to say it will take forever, but sometimes it really feels like that. And sometimes you need to name a name. Sometimes you need to acknowledge who you are entangled with. That entity needs to be acknowledged. The dark agenda did pit us against each other. So don't just look at the people that you have issues with. It might be your best friend or your spouse or your family or someone you love. Our love for each other, our friendship here is often scripted by us in order to heal and remedy resolve our galactic drama. And just be sure to only have the intent to do your bit. Don't go all gung-ho and get too entangled. Just do your bit for your highest good alone in true divine time. Sometimes we can also get like a whole list of names. It's him, it's her, it's them. And in this case, you just stop everything and you work from a place of oneness. It doesn't matter who it is. You work from a place of oneness with no judgment, unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness. And if it's someone that you don't like very much, you don't need to speak to them or see them. You just do your bit and allow them on their journey. But you take care of yourself and you do your bit. And that will help reduce the triggering or the unease or the dis-ease feeling that you have when you think about them. So if you have trouble yawning, the lion lineage is a good place to start. Lions are a keystone species, and although the lions, their populations are decimated in our realm, many of us carry the lion lineage in our spirit trees. So I think we got this. We are the magic. A question I often get is, does every yawn mean a timeline correction, or can it mean you're just tired? Well, I believe that every yawn is a timeline correction. We often yawn when we're tired because we're in a more relaxed state and our higher selves are on it. You kind of get yourself out of the way. So, yes, I do believe that every yawn is a timeline correction, is a self-healing. That's what we're here for. So it's a good idea to often check and just, speak out loud that nothing has authority over you except the original one and only source light authority that you are. And just shaking, moving, breathing is also a good way to release things. Shake like a dog. Lots of animals shake. So movement, breathing is always a great way to budge some very stubborn energies. But basically, your intent and awareness is really key. When you're healing your dark expressions, some of the things that they really like is freedom energy or sovereignty energy or peace. So you can try to generate these, play videos in your mind, watch baby elephant videos or kitten videos or horses running along the beach. Do what you need to do to generate these feelings of, freedom and joy. We are physical beings, and sometimes you need to get physical. I also recently posted a protocol for yawning. So I'll post the link below, and you might like to revisit that to hopefully move some energies and deal with any blockages that you might have. So let's just do our best. Another thing to make sure about is the 0 point. The 0 point can be corrupted or usurped in many ways, and we use the 0 point a lot in the way we heal ourselves and the way we do inner work. It's often good to go to a 0 point to effect a change or to undo something. I'm always undoing stuff. So I do have a protocol about the 0 point. I'll put the link below. And that might be one reason why you're not yawning. It could be many reasons. But anyway, just give the lions a big cosmic hug today. And I hope that you get a few good yawns as well. So I hope this makes you feel lighter and less entangled. Thanks for watching.